What if one supplement could clear your lungs, boost your brain health, and protect your mitochondria? Welcome to Ageless Island, your destination for staying strong, sharp, and ageless inside and out. Today's video is all about my all-time favorite supplement, NAC or NAC. I used to get bronchitis every year. I'd get it like 2 or 3 times a year, and it would always hit around Thanksgiving. Holidays would come, and I'd get that all familiar feeling, and I knew I was going to be sick for 3 weeks. And then I'd get well, and then I'd get it again sometime in the season. And it's been going on since high school. I used to miss so much school because of bronchitis. Nothing helped. None of the medications, I just had to let it play out. And then in 2019, luckily, I read something about NAC. I wish I could remember where, but it was an article that's changed my life. It said that NAC could thin mucus. So I decided to give it a try. I started taking it. I had my husband also start taking it. And I am just so grateful that we did, because it's really been life-changing for both of us. We both get sick less often. We feel healthier overall. And even throughout COVID, I'm so glad we started taking it when we did, because we had COVID 3 times, but it definitely wasn't as bad as it could have been. It never went in our chest. And I feel like we got over it much quicker. And we just don't get sick as often as we used to get sick. I mean, we're hardly ever sick. We're around friends all the time, grandchildren all the time that are sick. We'll be around them for a week when they're sick, and we don't catch anything. I never thought I would do wellness videos. I never thought I'd do any kind of videos, but I'm really passionate about sharing research-backed strategies for staying healthy. I do this in my spare time. I'm always watching videos. I'm looking at studies. I'm comparing medical studies. I'm looking on the internet, trying to find out what works for this, what works for that. And I'm sharing the information with my friends. And what's really been surprising to me is how few of them have heard about a lot of these things, and especially NAC. So I'll say NAC and they'll say, what? So I'll say it again, and I'll explain to them the benefits, and they say, oh, and what brand? How do you do that? So a lot of people now have wanted to try it, and I've got a lot of people taking NAC. So I created this space, Ageless Island, to talk about what's worked for me, and hopefully it will help you too. A little bit about me. I haven't even told you my name yet. I am Gina. I am married. I am 60 years old. I have 5 adult children and 10 grandchildren. I am an Air Force veteran, and we live in Southwest Florida. I'm not a doctor, so you should always do your own research and check with your doctor before you try any of the things that I mention on my videos. If you like this content and you'd like to see more, I'd like to know about it. So if you could please like my video and subscribe, then I'm going to know you want to see some more. Let's get back to NAC. So what is it, first of all? It stands for N-Acetylcysteine. It is an amino acid. In your body, it acts as a building block for glutathione. Glutathione is really cool because it's the master antioxidant. Glutathione is really important because it neutralizes free radicals, heavy metals, and reactive oxygen species. It binds to toxins so that you can flush them out of your system easier. It supports liver detox and can even reverse liver failure and fatty liver disease. It breaks down mucus and biofilms in your system. It's even been used in hospitals. In fact, it originally was used in the hospitals in an IV form to help combat COPD, pneumonia, and acetaminophen overdose poisoning. Here's a quick history of NAC. So like I said, it was first used in the hospitals. Starting in the 1960s, it started with pneumonia, and then it got approval in 1978 for acetaminophen poisoning. It wasn't used as a supplement until around the 1980s, but then it was only really used in kind of some niche markets, some holistic practitioners that had heard about it. But then in the 1990s, when the internet started getting more popular, more and more people started hearing about it, and you'd see it on more shelves. And then eventually got added to Amazon and Walmart and some of the big supplement suppliers. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, in 2022, kind of the peak of COVID, it was banned by the FDA for a short time. And I know a lot of us panicked. I stocked up and had about 10 bottles because I've gotten to the point where it's like, how can I be without my NAC? I'm so used to not getting sick anymore. And I know NAC is what's preventing those chest colds from coming. And thank goodness in 2023, after doing some research and some studies on the safety of NAC, the FDA decided to make an exception, and they put it back on the market to all of our relief that have been taking it. NAC is really cool because it works in two different ways. So the first thing it does is it helps your immune and your antioxidant support. It converts into cysteine, which then produces the glutathione. Glutathione shields your cells and lowers the oxidative stress that they have. Then what's important for this video and for the colds is it breaks down your mucus. On the sciencey part of it, what it does is it donates a hydrogen atom to loosen the sulfur bonds of your mucus, literally breaking apart the sticky structure of the mucus so that you can expel it more easily. Now, it's just not my husband and I that use NAC. We also got my parents on it. When COVID hit in 2020, I told them to start taking it because I was really worried about them since they were in their 80s. And I think I got my bronchitis from them because every year they were always sick. My dad had gotten so bad, he was put on breathing machines there at the end of the time he was getting bronchitis just to help him get over it because he got to the point he just couldn't breathe at all. And this was before COVID. Once they started taking NAC, no more chest colds for them either. They have not had a chest cold since before COVID, since they started taking NAC. Even when they did get COVID, they didn't have it in their chest. We also have a friend that smokes, and he was recently hospitalized with a lung infection and with some complications from the smoking. And they put him on IV antibiotics, kept him in the hospital for a while, but he still didn't feel well when he got out. So we were talking to him. We said, well, try NAC. So he tried it, and within a couple of days, he was telling us the difference was amazing, that he felt so much better. He was able to cough up a lot of the stuff that had been stuck in there. And now he's telling all of his friends about it because it's been life-changing for him as well. My husband was also on a call with a coworker who had long COVID. They'd been for a year having that long, coughing, lingering cough that they just couldn't get rid of. And they tried a lot of different things and nothing was helping them. So we told them about NAC. They tried it. And again, within a few days, they called my husband up and said, that stuff is amazing. I can't believe the difference. I haven't felt this well in over a year. So how I take it, I take 1,000 milligrams every day for immune health because I don't want to be sick. So I find that as long as I'm taking it daily, my immune health stays up there and I don't have to worry about getting sick. However, every now and then I feel that little tickle, and that tickle before would have mean the next day I was going to wake up sick. When I get the tickle, I take a second pill in the evening. If I wake up and I'm still not feeling 100%, then I take a third pill, and I take 3 pills every day until I feel all the way better. My favorite brand is Now. Like I said, I like the 1,000 milligram dosage, but it is a big pill. So if you can't take a big pill or you would like to start out with a smaller dose, they also make 600 milligram capsules. I've linked both in the description, and some of them are affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. But I will only ever recommend products that I truly believe in. Another thing people always ask me, they want to know, is it safe? And yes, NAC, thank goodness, is considered very safe, and the side effects are very rare. Mainly it consists of mild digestive upset involving high doses. But like I said, I take 3,000 milligrams when I'm feeling like something's coming on, and I've never had any side effects. But everybody's different, and you should look at what your body does and how it affects your body to decide on what dosage would be best for you. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I am someone who used to get really sick at least once a year, and I haven't since I started taking NAC. So I'd love to connect with you, and I'd love to hear your experiences you've had if you've taken NAC. So if you can leave me some comments and tell me what you've experienced, I would love to get to know who's out there watching the videos and to see that people are watching the videos since this is my first one. If this video has helped you, please like and subscribe, and it'll let me know that you want to hear some more of my secrets for staying strong, sharp, and ageless. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to your health on Ageless Island.